Yes, once again, very warm welcome in Lisanics for my lecture. Today, I'm going to discuss a new topic that comes under phonetics and phonology. As in previous lecture, I have already differentiated between phonetics and phonology. Although phonetics deals with human speech sounds, phonology also deals with human speech sounds, but the major difference between these two branches or levels of language is phonetics deals with the general characteristics of human speech sound and phonology deals with the human speech sound of specific language of a particular language. So today's topic is the classification of English sound. We are going to study particularly the sounds of English language. So in today's lecture, we will see how basic sounds of English language are classified. When we talk about the classification of sounds, these are classified into two major types. One is considered as consonant and the other one is considered as vowels. So before going into the detail of these sounds, let me tell you these basic sounds are considered as phonemes. The smallest meaningful units of sound, is called phoneme, right? So phoneme is different from the phone. Phonemes are present in our mind. These are the abstract concept. When phonemes come in our mouth, when these sounds are physically realized, physically spoken, physically uttered, then we call these phonemes as phones. So phonemes are the abstract idea, abstract concept, abstract sounds which are present in our mind. So phonemes are further classified into two types, consonants and vowels. So consonants are those sounds which are produced with partially or fully obstruction in vocal tract. What does it mean? It means the air which comes out of the lungs and passes through the mouth. When it is about to pass through the mouth and it is going to escape from the mouth, there is some sort of closure. Closure means restriction. Closure means obstacle, hurdle. When speech organs come into contact, a closure is made. For example, when I pronounce the sound b, two lips are joined together. This is the full closure. Completely speech organs are in contact with each other. So that's why there is full obstruction in the way of air. Sounds which are produced with full or partial obstruction of air, those sounds are called as consonants. And second classification is vowels. Vowels. And sometime when I ask the question from my students for the first time, what do you know about vowels and how many vowels are in English while teaching this subject, and most of the students are of the view that A, E, I, O, U. Mostly I get this answer. But A, E, I, O, these are alphabets. We are not discussing alphabets. Alphabets are the combination of different basic sounds, basic meaningful sounds, as we call those basic sounds as phonemes. In this, we see vowel in a different perspective. Sounds which are produced without any obstruction in airflow. The air comes out of the lungs and it escapes through the mouth, and during this escape, if there is no obstruction, there is no hurdle, there is no obstacle, there is no closure in the mouth, which is made in the form of, in the case of consonants, right? So sounds which are produced without any obstacle, without any restriction, without any hurdle in the way of air are called as vowel sounds. Now look at the number of consonants and number of vowels in English language. Consonants are 24. How many consonants are in English? 24. And how many vowels? Of course, 20 vowels are in English language. And further, these sounds are classified into short vowels, long vowels, and diphthongs, and as well as we have triphthongs. Now, question arises how we describe. This is not possible to cover the description of consonants as well as vowels in the same video. We will discuss place of articulation because consonants are further described in terms of place of articulation, manner of articulation, and voicing. Place of articulation, at which place, from which place particular sound is produced. Manner of articulation mean method, manner, the way how airstream comes out of the lungs and how different organs make different kind of movement, how airstream is affected due to the movement of speech organs. This is the subject of manner of articulation. We will have different headings like plosive, fricatives, affricates. We'll discuss manner of articulation, place of articulation in a different video. But here we see another aspect, another level on which we can describe consonant, that is the voicing, that deals with the vibration of vocal folds. When we pronounce some sounds, there is vibration in the vocal cord. For example, if I pronounce the sound z, z, this sound z, and if I pronounce this one, you can feel the difference, right? You will see the vibration here. You can put your hand at this place and you can analyze, you can feel the vibration in vocal folds, in vocal cords. So the sounds which are produced with the vibration of vocal folds are considered as voiced, and those sounds which are produced without vibration of vocal folds are considered as unvoiced. One thing that you need to keep in mind, that all the vowel sounds are voiced. All the vowel sounds are voiced. What does it mean? It means whenever you pronounce any vowel out of 20 vowels, whether that vowel is long, short or diphthong, you will have the vibration in vocal folds, vocal cords. In the same way, we will discuss all these things in detail in different separate videos. And here we see vowels can also be described on the basis of these three criterions. As we see, there is a great role of tongue, the movement of tongue during the production of any phoneme. We see sometimes our tongue moves upward and sometimes downward, sometimes it remains in the middle of the vocal tract, and sometimes we see the tongue moves forward, backward, and we see some kind of hump, this kind of hump or an arc which is made sometime in the front of the tongue, back side of the tongue, and sometime in the middle of the tongue. So depending upon the movement forward, backward, or an arc or hump that is made in the middle, we give this title front vowels or back vowels. Another thing, some vowels are pronounced, are uttered, are articulated with rounded lips, and some are pronounced with spread lips, and some vowels are pronounced with the lips in neutral form. We will be discussing all these descriptions in different videos. One point that let me make it clear, why we have all these phonemes in English language? Because the spelling systems of all the languages, especially when we talk about English language, it's very poor, because we are always confused whether we are native or we are non-native speakers. We are confused in order to learn the spellings. Spellings don't match with the pronunciation of different words. Sometimes we see PUT, this one is put, and this one is but. Put, but, and it's very, A stands for apple, B for bat, this is perfectly fine. C, sir, and it stands for cat, C, k, cat. So it's quite confusing. So in order to solve this problem, in order to bring reforms, an association was established, and the name of that association is IPA, International Phonetic Association. It was established in 1886. You need to remember, it was established in 1886 in Paris, and number of school teachers were there who developed this association, who established. They were the founder of this association, and they started using Roman and Greek alphabets for different symbols. They decided we should have a complete kind of mechanism, complete kind of system of symbols that may enable us to understand the pronunciation of foreign languages. That is why they developed symbols, and they used Greek language as well as Roman language in order to have symbols. Another very important name regarding this service is Henry Sweet. Henry Sweet. He was very much interested in spelling systems, and he was interested to bring reforms in spelling system. And there are two major books which he has written: History of English Sounds, which was published in 1874, and another book that was Handbook of Phonetics, 1877. So this was just background of these symbols of basic sounds. If you start learning these sounds, you need to keep in mind a bit background of these sounds, that these were established in 1886, IPA, International Phonetic Association. All right. So in this video, I'll only try to pronounce consonants, and then later on we will see the place of articulation, manner of articulation, and whether these sounds are voiced or unvoiced. So these are very interesting. Every student of English who want to improve the pronunciation, he or she can learn these sounds and he can perform better. For example, this sound is, mostly people pronounce these sounds in a wrong way. Why? Because they add small vowel at the end of this sound. If you add small vowel at the end, then it will not remain as a pure consonant, right? So these are pure consonants. We need to pronounce these sounds without addition of small vowel sounds. This is as in the beginning of put. This is b. If I add small vowel, it will be pronounced b, right? That's the wrong way. This one, d. This one, g, g. This one, g. Upper teeth touch the inside of the lower lips. Feel the difference between the pronunciation of and another one is w, w. While pronouncing this sound, upper teeth are touching inside the lower lips, and during this pronunciation, w, our lips are in a rounded form. W, w. And next one is, this is theta sound. This one, d, d. And this one, z, z. And this one, sh, sh, as in the beginning of she, shoes, 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 sh, sh. This one is sh, as in case of measure, pleasure, sh, sh, sh. Another one is, articulators remain passive during the production of this sound. It is pronounced from the deep throat. Airstream is coming out of the nose. This is n, 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 n. Sing, sing, as it is in the end of sing. This one is air escaped from the side of the tongue. This one, r, r, w. This one is y, y, y. This is y, y. This is y, y. As in the beginning of yes. This is not yes. This is wrong one. Y, yes. Y, y, y. This one g, g, j, j, j. As in the beginning of junk. J, j, j. Right? So these are the pronunciations of consonant sounds. You don't need to follow me. There are a number of applications which are available at Play Store. You can install any application regarding the sounds, basic sounds of English phonemes, English sounds, and you can practice while listening again and again. Thank you so much.